of tribalism for corruption.
The governors will say, give us our own slot. The chairman of local government will say, give us our own slot. Who does those slots go to?
You offend, they arrest you, they detain you, and they release you. That's all.
Hello, my name is Oladapo Okunubi.
My name is Victory Onyedikachi.
My name is Adedamola Lafenwa.
And my name is Favor Oloruntola.
Join us weekdays 9 a.m. on your Remedy Radio dial, Solutions 939 FM.
Here, we make it different from the norm.
And here's Gusto. This is going to break for Conor Gallagher! Chelsea lead! Onana couldn't keep it out. The captain got the contact. Conor Gallagher makes it Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0 in no time at all. Bucharest carried on his run. Oh, and Anthony makes the challenge. Penalty. Had a long think about that, Jarrod Gillett. And then he blew his whistle and pointed to the spot. Anthony protests his innocence. Easy as you like. Pressure, what pressure? He doesn't feel it. You can keep talking, he'll keep scoring, he says to the United fans. Oh, Caicedo's giving it straight to Garnacho. Real chance for United here, and Garnacho scored. Cross toward Højlund, on behind him to head in for 2-2 is Bruno Fernandes. Now Anthony getting some joy, Garnacho in the middle. That's who it's aimed at, it's Garnacho's header, it's 3-2 United. They've come from 2-0 down. Madueke, away from Dalot. Oh, has he brought him down there, Madueke? He has! It's a penalty! Right at the end! More late drama. Palmer or Onana. 3-3! Nerveless! Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Taken quickly. Palmer driving it, it's in! It's in for 4-3! It's absolutely unbelievable! Cole Palmer's won the game in the 101st minute!
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Yeah, it was a crazy game last night. Manchester United losing against Chelsea. And that is what you see in the English Premier League. Not only in the English Premier League, even in the world of sports. You may be leading and you just, lose a little bit of minutes of concentration and it is over. With that, welcome you to Kiko Sports Show this morning. My name is Oladapo Okunubi, aka Young Striker 9. Well, taking you through world of sport from tennis to NBA Formula One. We talk NPFL. Remember, Super Falcons of Nigeria will be taking on the Bayana of South Africa today in Abuja in the last qualifier for Olympics football events for women. And remember, you can watch us live from anywhere across the globe. Jump on our Facebook fan page, YouTube channel, Solutions 939 FM. Click like, love, share, subscribe this morning. Let's quickly go straight to end talk tennis. Looking at games going down today and looking at some decisions made. We'll look at updates about Italian tennis official being suspended for 5.5 years for multiple corruption breaches, and that is according to Integrity Agency. Manuel Guan, a national level official who has also served as a line judge at ATP Challenger level, admitted to 5 breaches of the tennis anti-corruption program. And talking about Rafael Nadal this morning, has withdrawn from the upcoming Monte Carlo Masters, saying his body is not yet ready for the competition. Nadal, who has said he expects to retire after the 2024 season, returned to competition in Brisbane in January after almost a year sidelined with a hip flexor injury, but has not played an ATP event since. Now going straight to results of games, the same as games going around. Going straight to the WTA, Maria Sakkari, Elise Mertens all won their games this morning at the Charleston Open WTA 500. Sakkari defeated Astra Shamar 6-4, 6-1 as Mertens defeated Elina Svitolina 6-4, 6-1. More games to go down today by 4 p.m. Daria Kasatkina will take on Jacqueline Christian as Jessica Pegula battles Victoria Azarenka. Elisa Mertens will be up against Danielle Collins that'll be by 7 o'clock, and by 8:30 Maria Sakkari will take on Veronika Kudermetova. Those are the games that are going down in the WTA event right there. The Charleston Open. Now for the WTA 250 Copa Sanitas in Bogota. Maria Boskova, Laura Sigmund showed their prowess in their games in the wee hours of the day. Sigmund defeated Fonseca Jones 6-7, 6-4, 6-2, while Maria Boskova defeated Halle Baptiste 6-3, 6-4 in 2 straight sets. More games are going down today. By 6 o'clock, Irina Bara will be up against Sara Irani as Kristina Boškar will battle Kamila Rakimova. Maria Boskova against Laura Sigmund will be going down by 9 o'clock. And the last singles game for today, we'll see Maria Osorio battle Tadna Maria by 10:30 p.m. And away to the ATP Australia Open, ATP 250. Pablo Lomot will be up against Hubal Cars. And we have another set of games going down. 2 o'clock, Christian Garin will be up against Nuno Borges. Richard Gasquet against Pedro Martinez. And Casper Ruud battling Marta Fiskovic. And that will be by 6:30 p.m. today. Talking basketball this morning. And we look at some decisions. Same as one man who has made a return. So after 2 months of rehabilitation to attempt a return to the New York Knicks, all NBA forward Julius Randle will undergo season-ending right shoulder surgery. Randle, who has been out since dislocating his shoulder on 27th of January, had been relentlessly rehabilitating to resume playing prior to the Eastern Conference playoffs. Doctor warned him recently that continued instability in the shoulder made it unsafe for him to play again this season. Okay, maybe season over. Maybe he can make a return. But trying to rush a return will surely have a negative effect. Now, looking at results of games decided earlier today in the NBA, Dallas Mavericks defeated Atlanta Hawks 109-95 points as Miami Heat lost 105-109 points against Philadelphia 76ers, who were the visitors. And visitors New York Knicks lost 109-120 points against the homers New York Knicks. Houston Rockets lost 110-133 points against Golden State Warriors, while LA Clippers defeated hard-fighting Denver Nuggets 102-100 points. Remember, tomorrow games are going down starting 12 a.m. at different centers in the U.S., where Charlotte Hornets will take on Orlando Magic, Indiana Pacers against Oklahoma City Thunders, Portland Trail Blazers against Washington Wizards, Boston Celtics taking on Sacramento Kings, New York Knicks being the guest of Chicago Bulls. Houston Rockets will take on Miami Heat, Memphis Grizzlies to host the Detroit Pistons by 1 a.m. And Milwaukee Bucks will be in action against Toronto Raptors same time. We're having San Antonio Spurs, New Orleans Pelicans, and 30 minutes later, Golden State Warriors will be up against Dallas Mavericks. Phoenix Suns will be up against Minnesota Timberwolves. LA Clippers battling Utah Jazz by 3:30, and by 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, LA Lakers will be hosting Cleveland Cavaliers. That's the updates coming from the NBA. Let's go straight to Formula One.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Talking about the Japanese Grand Prix that went down. It started today, and let's quickly serve you a hot update here, where Max Verstappen topped the one session of joint practice running that took place in an otherwise rain-affected Friday. The Japanese Grand Prix, we saw Williams suffer a fresh setback. Well, with World Championship leaders, Red Bull bringing their first significant car upgrade of the season to Suzuka Verstappen-led teammate Sergio Perez in a 1-2 at the head of the practice. One-time sheet ahead of Ferrari's Melbourne victor Carlos Sainz in a session that saw Logan Sargent crash out in his Williams. That's the updates coming from Japan this morning, and let us move on. Remember, by tomorrow, the Japanese Grand Prix, the practice 3 will be going down starting at 3:30 a.m. We're having the qualifying build up 6 a.m. while the qualifying will start 7 a.m. Remember, the finals will be on a Sunday 5 a.m. Where we have the starting. I mean, it starts 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. down to, yes, that will be around that time, but we'll keep updating you. Remember, Saturday Sports Safari, we have more to update you, but hey, we don't have Maserati in the Formula One. We've got other cars, Red Bull, Ferrari, we've got Mercedes, but this is Olakira Maserati remix featuring Davido. Is this Kickoff Sports Show? The weekend is here.
Let's hop in my Maserati. Baby, hop in my Maserati. I said hop in my Maserati. Hop in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Yeah, say me I love the way you bend body. Hop in my Maserati. Baby, hop in my Maserati. And I just wanna see you right. Somebody needs somebody. My body, your body. I'm more check my quality. Somebody needs somebody. My body, your body. I'm more check my quality. Would somebody tell Shawty what to call me? Show me. I'm Mr. Keep it on 100. Girl, I'm ready if you're ready. Last get it to Yankee for this pandemic. Girl, I get it all on me, I wanna spend it. I feel to be your garment, me, I wanna wear it for real. You know I got it, take the car keys. For the Maserati, you get nothing. For the Lamborghini, you want give. For the Bentley, you go bend it. Oh baby, choose what you wanna cruise in. I buy you shoes, probably Jimmy Choo. And I like the way I get it out. So baby, up in my Maserati. Baby, up in my Maserati. I say up in my Maserati. Up in my Maserati. Girl, I wanna see you go down. Yeah, say me I love the way you bend body. Up in my Maserati. Baby, up in my Maserati. And I just wanna see you guys.
Okay, so in my Maserati this morning, we'll drive straight and talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League games of Match Day 29 going down this weekend.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Well, should we be expecting changes on the NPFL log this weekend with Match Day 29 going down across different centers in Niger? Doma United will be the guest of Plateau United as Remo Stars host Aqua United. Now, Heartland FC will be up against Sporting Lagos. Sporting Lagos going on the road. And we'll be having Kano Pillars hosting Shooting Stars Sports Club of Ibadan. Enugu Rangers will be the guest of Katsina United, while Kora United hosts Bendel Insurance. Remember, Bendel Insurance considered a lot of goals over in the midweek, while Ayimba International will be the guest of Lobby Stars. Niger Tornadoes hosts Gombe United, while Sunshine Stars of Akure hosts by Yelsa United. This is 9:15. We'll go on the break, and when we come back, we'll talk more football stories, and we go straight to Abuja.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying. YouTube made for you.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Into existence when Bafana was back in international football. And the reason I say it's a do or die, because there's no other match after this. Whoever wins goes to the Olympics, and that's why I say it's a do or die. I think the magnitude of the game itself is bigger because it's number 1 and number 2 in Africa, and that's Nigeria and South Africa, and that's what makes it so big. When we drew them for WAFCON, the first game was important, but it became a bigger game because it was Nigeria. I don't think there's any else untoward, because I'm great friends with Mercy Akide, great friends with Florence, so I speak to Randy quite often, not about Nigeria and South Africa, of course, but other matters. But the rivalry stays on the pitch. I think I speak under correction, but great friends with Nigerians. Linda plays with Kanu. So if there's any malice there, I don't think the team will do well. I think it's the media and everybody else that blows it completely out of proportion. Because yes, there is rivalry, but it's always on the pitch.
Well, Desire Early is the coach of the Bayana of South Africa, saying that, well, do or die affair, tags about the game, which he said was blown out of proportion, and it is just more of what were happening on the pitch today in Abuja, where Nigeria will be facing South Africa in the first leg of the Olympic Games women's qualification in Africa. Well, remember, Nigeria has been denied opportunity to play at the Olympics for many years. However, for South Africans, they want to do something at this moment. Well, now talking about Around the World Drum, who's the coach of the Super Falcons of Nigeria, saying that he's not really concerned about some players coming late to camp ahead of this first leg. It is more of what the players can do on the pitch today.
I understand the importance of the match. We don't really look back at what's happened the last 2 matches, or really the last 10 matches with our opposition, because I think what we've worked with our players is to be present now in the moment with what we have. I think if you look back at those last 2 matches, if you look at our roster, it was a completely different roster than we've had since the World Cup. So I don't think you can put a lot of weight into that. Having said that, we certainly respect South Africa. We know what they bring. We know the talent that they possess, and we know they're a great side. But we feel very strongly that we've got we're the team to beat, and we feel very confident going into the match. And
okay, so if that's the confidence coming from Coach Around the World Drum, let's wait to see what happens today. Yes, we know a lot of people will be coming from different parts of Nigeria to watch that game, even from different parts of Africa. Remember, there's one place in Abuja called Gagwa Lada.
Kwakwalata. I enter from my butcher, go kwakwalata. One more takasu face, I want. I know fit for some if it don't pass my power. I roll up a shawarma, I get for kwakwalata. I enter from my butcher, go kwakwalata. One more takasu face, I want. I know fit fast, I don't fit to pass my power. I roll up my shawarma, I get for kwakwalata.
Okay, Gagwa Lada, and that's well, I can call that top Nigeria artist. Being on that one, Buju Banks. You've got Shay Vance, you've got Keith Daniel on that one. But remember, also on the continent of Africa, well, Zambia. That is the Shipolopolo of Zambia will be up against the Moroccan girls by 6 o'clock today. Also for the Olympic Games qualifiers. Well, for Nigeria's game versus South Africa going down 5 o'clock. Well, shout out to Larry Waju, Miki, Samson Adigu, Arani Yaya watching live on Facebook this morning. Now let's move on from that side and, well, talk African football. And one man was able to show himself and prove himself that he deserved to be the #1 goalkeeper for Super Eagles of Nigeria. That is Stanley Wabali. And this man has come out to say that he's yet to receive offers from clubs after the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Remember, we got different stories that reports had previously suggested that there were interest from QPR in England, Union Saint-Gilloise, El Atefaki in Saudi Arabian League, and more. But Wabali, who played pivotal role for Nigeria as we finished second at the Africa Cup of Nations, has come out to say that, well, we don't have, is yet to get offers. But don't worry, that offer will come. But still, in Africa, we've got games in the CAF Champions League playoffs going down today. Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa will take on Young Africans by 7 o'clock tonight, while Al Ahly will be up against Simba by 9 o'clock. Now, moving away from Africa, let's go straight to Spain and talk European football. Well, when you talk about racism, I don't know how far this has affected or has gone down right there in Spain. But La Liga president Javier Tebas says a lot of progress has been made regarding racism in Spanish football. But he does concede there is a lot of work still to be done to eradicate it. Racism in football has been a recurring problem in Spain, with Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. repeatedly being harassed by some opposing fans. Well, now let's go straight to Italy this morning for the Italian CDR update. Juventus have condemned the alleged racist abuse American midfielder Weston McKennie faced by visiting Lazio fans when he came off near the end of Tuesday's Coppa Italia semi-final first leg. Remember, they'll be facing Atalanta. All right, but games are going down this weekend in Italy.
In the Italian Serie A round 31 this weekend, this Friday, Salernitana will host Sassuolo. On Saturday, AC Milan will tackle Lecce, while AS Roma will be against Lazio. Empoli will face Torino. On Sunday, Frosinone will be up against Bologna, while Monza will tackle Victor Osimhen's Napoli, while Atalanta will be the guest of Cagliari. Verona will face Genoa, while Juventus will host Fiorentina. On Monday, Udinese will take on Inter Milan. Ligue 1 round 28 continues this Friday with Lille hosting Marseille. On Saturday, Lens takes on Le Havre while PSG tackles Clermont. On Sunday, Brest will host Metz while Toulouse go against Strasbourg. Rennes battles Nice while Montpellier takes on Lorient. Monaco tackles Rennes while Nantes face Lyon.
Welcome back, and we go straight to England from moving taking the movement from the Italian Serie A to French League on, but now to the English Premier League. Well, it looks like a drama and maybe more tears for Manchester United fans. Different comments via X following the loss they had yesterday. I know Longman kept dragging some people in the office. No problem. Chelsea defeating Manchester United 4-3 for Mauricio Pochettino. It was a deserving victory for his lads.
I think it was amazing because overall I think we deserved. We were better team today, and was fair score on the last minute. I think if you see everything, I think we start really well the game. 2-0 for us the game was under control, and then we made a mistake, and I think we suffered a big impact, emotional impact that wasn't easy to deal with this. But in the second half again, we controlled the game and we conceded in transition, and of course disappointed in the way that we conceded 3 goals because I think we should be better in this type of situation. But I think if you analyze the game, I think fair result, 3 points for us, and I think important on the end to finish in the way that we finish, creating, I think the connection with our fans, players and fans and players, that is a very good thing that happened today and should be a turning point for us to, the team trust on the fans and the fans trust on the team.
Remember, Mauricio Pochettino 2 days ago told the fans to believe in this rebuilding process or the building process. Well, for Chelsea, they will not rest because they will also still be in action. Remember, Liverpool recorded win against Sheffield United 3-1, and it was Alexis McAllister who was part of the star. He was even the star of the game. But let us go straight and look at games going down. Match day 31 in England.
In the Premier League round 32 this weekend, Crystal Palace will be up against Manchester City, while Aston Villa host Brentford. Everton takes on Burnley, while Fulham will be against Newcastle. Luton will be the host of Bournemouth, while Wolves awaits West Ham. Brighton plays against Arsenal, while Manchester United takes on Liverpool. On Sunday, Sheffield United takes on Chelsea, while Tottenham will be hosting Taiwo Awoniyi's Nottingham Forest.
Okay, moving on from the English Premier League games. Well, remember, it's going to be, maybe a dead dropper. We already know who's going home with the Bundesliga title, right? But remember, a game is going down tonight. Eintracht Frankfurt, Werder Bremen. Check more games going down in England this weekend.
German Bundesliga match day 28 kicks off this weekend with Werder Bremen battling Eintracht Frankfurt on the road tonight. On Saturday, FC Köln will be up against Bochum. RB Leipzig will be the guest of Freiburg. Heidenheim will hope to compound the woes of Bayern Munich, while Mainz lock arms with Darmstadt. Union Berlin will welcome runaway leaders Bayer Leverkusen to their home ground, and Stuttgart be the guest of Borussia Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park. On Sunday, Hoffenheim will take on Augsburg, and Wolfsburg battle Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Alright, so this is where we drop the anchor for sports and the AM update this morning as we look at headlines on pages of Nigerian newspapers. Well, Mr. President is saying, well, we know there's inflation, but we can bring it down. We are ready to make Nigeria walk. We'll talk about this and more on the other side. My name is Oladapo Okunubi. Olorunwa Pelumi, Matthew, thank you. Shehu Tijani, thank you for watching. Do not go anywhere. We're still live. Adekunle Gold, Farrah Williams, falling up. Good morning.
Many things I saw. Many men don't fall. Stallion standing tall. Oh my God, it's not my fault. Wonder how I stay on top. Fire every time I drop. Every beat I see I drop. Life is soft, it's not by force. Know me, I got the keys to my city. When you see me salute, I be kinging. Call me man of the year, it's my season. Whoa, 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 whoa. Take it really, I'm just teasing. Throwing money around for no reason. Even if I lose, I be leading. Steady, falling up. I stay falling up. I be falling up. Yeah, I'm falling up. Steady, falling up. I stay falling up. I be falling up. Yeah, I'm falling up. What can I say? I never miss. They never hear Gbedu like this. Taking it global satellite dish. We travel no visa. Yeah. Cannot believe somehow. Living in my glory days. And I did it my own way. Lagos boy, I also know how the story goes. Never followed no blueprint, I just wrote my own. Me, I believe in God. Me, I won't sell my soul. It's my season. Even if I lose, I'll be leading. Steady, falling up. I stay falling up.
all about information, education, and entertainment.
Maybe that's before now. Solutions 93.9 FM has raised the standard of radio broadcast to preferring solutions in all human angle. 939 FM, the remedy.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
A very good morning to you once again. 33 minutes gone past the hour of 9. It's time for us to look through the front pages of our Nigerian newspapers this morning, as it happens to be the last newspaper edition for this week. Alright, I'll be looking through major headlines from different Nigerian newspapers, as well as Oladapo Kunobi. Good morning to you. My name is Victory Onyedikachi.
Yeah, good morning, Victory. And thank God it's Friday. I'm always happy when it's Friday.
Right.
But I saw some things from, I think, Vanguard or Punch saying that despite the fall of dollar to naira, we still have, there's still the price of commodities are yet to go down. And yesterday I was discussing with someone. The person said, "Oh well, she heard that price of a bag of rice has gone down." And I said, "Where?" But what I'm seeing here from Tribune saying the price of rice per meal did not change from 2,000, 2,200, or 2,400, depending on the product. But I don't know how Nigerians are faring concerning that. Well, we look at this and more. And Mr. President has come out to say that yes, we know there is inflation, but we will bring it down. But I have with me Punch and the Nation newspaper this morning to bring down.
Alright, I'll be taking stories from the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspaper. Be reminded that we're live on Facebook as well as YouTube at Solutions 939 FM. So do well to react to stories that are of interest to you using these platforms. As you know, Fridays are usually open mic session. Let's get right into the papers.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Let's start off with the Nigerian Tribune paper this morning. Fubara reject list of Rivers PDP caretaker committee, says it favors Wike's camp. It's really a surprise that there's still a back and forth between Fubara and Wike up until this moment. Expectations high over Olubadan designate. May be seen today. Ibadan elders, CCII meet Ladoja or the Kingmakers. Electricity tariff, Senate to wade in as NEF knocks federal government. Consumer Protection Forum gives NERC 72 hours to reverse hike. The hike in, purchasing meter, electricity generally is just outrageous right now. With the current state of our economy, someone said we're paying for darkness, as it is.
It is, like you said, just said it, just took it out of my mouth saying that we're paying for darkness. And when NERC is coming out to tell us that, okay, that increase is basically for the Band A. Okay, so you feel like the Band A guys don't have any plans to make profit, and you increase. It's 300% increase. And you look at those, basically these guys are the ones on the dedicated line. And you look at how much are they making, they have to pay staff. You have to, make other payments. Now, NERC is now saying that they are the ones to pay for the gas and the likes. So, is it that federal government or NERC doesn't have other plans And we have a particular headline that is also tackling the decision of the NERC, I think on Punch or The Nation this morning. But just continue.
Igboho sues Gani Adams over alleged defamation, demands 500 million naira for damages. EFCC to arraign Bobby Risky for alleged currency abuse. This story is just quite laughable because, I mean, we saw several videos of most Nigerians. Someone said that he cannot be, I'm not part of those people, so that he cannot pinpoint any Nigerian who hasn't mutilated the naira before.
Well, it is not only about naira
myself.
mutilation. It is not only about naira mutilation, but by Bob Risky. There is also money laundering. I think that is the major reason, because I mean he shouldn't. I mean, it's not the only.
No, the first report was mutilation before other counter charges.
Yes,
came
but this is it. I saw a lot of videos that of Obi Kubana, Davido, Portable, and the likes. Those who have mutilated naira, even politicians, public office holders as well. But you look at this when I read some of the charges. It was even twice that, they requested, is it him or her now?
Shim.
Okay, Shim. To come up and tell EFCC when a particular amount was paid into the account. So I think there's Bob something about the name of that account. So it is not only about a naira mutilation. If it's about naira mutilation, well, a lot of people will drag EFCC and the Nigerian police force. Yes.
Well, Bobotori skill, the best to you. UCH resident doctors not part of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. working condition. That's coming from the president. Under 2024, APC should be polarized. Party chairman warns. Should not be polarized, rather. Party chairman warns. These are the stories on the front page of the Tribune paper.
All right, now going straight to the Punch newspaper this morning and looking at the top headlines here from Punch today, Friday, April 5. Manufacturers lose 1.5 trillion naira to FX crisis in 6 months. MAN. Rider. FG to issue domestic dollar bonds, June. And this one says 141 terror cases, 214 kidnappings recorded in 8 weeks, IG. And this side headline says, the pocket headline says, Kano government charges Ganduje wife with $413,000 over 1 billion naira bribery. And the banner headline from the Punch newspaper, 12 states plan power projects. Anger spreads over tariff hike. And the riders to this headline, States Domesticate Electricity Act seek NERC approval to float regulatory bodies commercialize power. And rider to that headline says, another rider says, Kano says power company 90% completed. Oh, Lagos, Nasarawa, KB confirmed talks with private sector partners. So this is just like, is it when we say bite or bark at NERC? And you have the front page picture coming from EFCC, and Binance chief who was paraded. He was at the court yesterday. EFCC stopped service of charges on Binance chief, FIRS alleges. And remember, one of the executives, the one that escaped, is ready to charge EFCC. But there's no problem. And there's this other headlines here. Gani Adams ready for Igbo's 500 million naira legal battle aid. Debt servicing gobs Ondo, Oshun to others allocations. Well, this and more you can get from the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, away from the Punch, let's now move over to the Vanguard newspaper, starting off with business. Interest rate. PFAs hike investment in corporate bonds by 38% to 2.3 trillion naira. CBN Governor Cardoso headlines Vanguard Economic Summit amidst naira recovery. Okwama killings, Army recovers stolen weapons. Tariff hike, NERC disagree with discos over coverage areas. And now to insecurity. Oh Lord, kind of having a challenge moving further than this. Okay. 537 murder cases in 8 weeks, worrisome. IGP Betokun. UK increases minimum wage of immigrants by 48%. Looks like we don't have more migrants moving to the UK. So they're increasing it to lure us back. Interesting.
And there was a particular story saying that the school will be shut down
actually
because they don't have
international students,
and it shows that their lecturers are just wasting their time. So maybe they will have to change their rules and decisions.
The policies that they set
yes.
to make stringent application into the UK. The economy is basically dominated by international students.
We are helping their economy in UK.
That's what it is.
Even in Canada. But some are saying Canada is helping Nigeria.
Fubara plotting to obtain court orders to declare assembly illegal. Rivers PDP. Paddling allegations. Senate, not I, suspended. Ningi Akpabio replies Falana. These are the stories on the front page of the Vanguard paper.
All right, going straight to the Nation newspaper this morning. And this headline says, troops seize 21 million liters, 210 metric tons of stolen crude. Discos gets matching order on power supply. Regulators take a hard stance. Rumpos in PDP over caretaker committees in state councils. Lagos MOT men brutalized. Okay. The Nation drivers impound vans. Oh. And this red and white headline coming from the Nation newspaper. Police applicants are for medical screening. EFCC to arraign Bobrisky for abuse of Naira. Why are they not talking about money laundering here? Ayedatiwa Jimo Akin Teriwa Kekemeke. Others submit forms. That is the Ondo polls ahead. Tinubu economy on growth path. Inflation to go down. And you can see Mr. President and some leaders in Africa, same as Nigeria. Borrowing was higher a year ago, but today revenue is rising. NIMET wants Nigerians to brace for heat stress. Okay. All right. Now let's move on this morning. If it is all about the power and what is coming from the Nigerian Electricity Regulation Commission. Now, following that increase, the Commissioner Planning Research and Strategy, NERC, Yusuf Ali, has come out to say that a review of power is made due to price of gas and forex. Well, he made this clear while appearing on a live television broadcast and, backing the decision to make hike, that is a tariff hike, talking about Nigeria power.
The policy of the government is very clear, right? The cost of producing electricity is always going to be there. The only question you have to ask yourself at any point is who pays the bills. So, for way of context, before yesterday, we were operating a tariff that was determined in December 2022. Okay? Now, I'll just choose one parameter that I think sort of encapsulates the big issue that we're facing. Issue of gas price. The gas price for the power sector is indexed to the dollar. So in December of 2022, when the tariff was set, the gas was set at $2.18 per MMBTU. In Naira terms, that worked out to be about 930 Naira for every unit of gas that you supply. As of yesterday, when you take into the fact that the gas price was slightly increased by about 11% recently, and the FX situation, that same molecule of gas is now costing 3,500 Naira. Now, we have a decision to make. If the thing costs this amount, as a commission, I always say we're in the middle of a very interesting triangle, in that there is the consumers who are there to be protected by us. There's the government who is aligned with the consumers to ensure that things are not too hard on them. But then we have the investors who are the people that put their money in.
Well, Commissioner Planning Research and Strategy for Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC. He spoke following the increase in electricity tariff for Band A customers. So, where we now have organizations or companies under the Band A, that means they will also increase prices of products coming from their angle, because I saw a breakdown of companies or areas under Band A. Now let's talk about Mr. President. Yesterday at the Aso Villa spoke about, bringing inflation down, but Is that really, are we seeing that on the mirror coming from Mr. President?
And it is the hard job that you promised the people of Nigeria when you were campaigning for me. You promised them a good result. Didn't you? Yes. That's it. I have to work for it. No magic wand. I campaign on hope. I have to rest on that hope and push for that hope for the joy of every one of us. The economy is looking good. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Yes, we know we have the challenge of inflation. It's okay. We will bring it down.
Well, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, speaking yesterday in Abuja. Nigerians not to worry that inflation will still go down. Is the economy really improving? Comrade Ayode Jadishokwe is with us this morning for the last edition of AM Update. Thank God it's Friday. Baraka Jima.
Thank God it's Friday. Baraka Jima.
Okay. Okay, so now you can sit down. I guess maybe you're trying to balance yourself from that angle. All right, so you heard Mr. President, you heard what the Commissioner Planning, Research and Strategy for Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, said. But let's start with NERC, then we talk about Mr. President this morning. I don't know what band your area is or your house is. Is it band C, D, or E?
Well, we are purportedly on band B.
Okay.
That's the impression they give us.
Oh, okay. So now, I was saying something. If the NERC decided to increase the tariff for Band A, we have companies under the Band A. The current inflation in the country is there. Now, if you are increasing the tariff, what would that portray on the products coming out of these companies? And how will Nigerians, because Nigerians will still have to pay more because they'll be the ones paying for what the Band A people are paying for.
One of the reports that we had in the newspapers this morning, noted the fact that the regulator, NERC, took some people, took some areas, some feeders off Band A. And the discos are trying to put them back. And the reason why the regulator took them off is that they were not getting the 20 to 24 hours supply. Yes, because they know what it means, from 66 naira to 244. That is a lot of revenue. And so manipulation is ongoing. I think I said it yesterday here. Somebody who lives in an estate, one of the major estates in Ibadan, told me, he is actually the chairman of that estate. He said they entered into an agreement, written MOU with Ibadan Disco. Yet they are paying and not getting their own side of it. And I said, look, why don't you people step? These are limited liability companies. These are businesses. I don't know why Nigerians are not. But maybe. You see all these things that they say we're the happiest people on earth. I think when they pay, people behave as if we do not have rights or we do not know them. I think it is like that's why I call it transparency. And if they are not transparent, let them hold them to account. Because how can it be a one-sided thing? You're not providing service, you want me to pay. For God's sake, it cannot go on like this. It is unacceptable.
Okay.
I am not talking about the pricing. I don't want to talk about the pricing because realistically, if you're not going to be deceiving ourselves, of course 64, 66 naira is not the market price of power per kilowatt anywhere in the world.
But comrade, remember weeks ago we heard about removing is it subsidy? Yes, that is power subsidy, and Nigerians reacted. The National Assembly reacted. Is this not another way? Because it's like maybe we use English in this country a lot. I mean, is that not another way of saying you are removing subsidy from power? Electricity subsidy, yeah. Removing subsidy from electricity.
What I don't get is that these are Western ideas, you understand? There's no economy in the world where subsidy does not exist for the people. And I don't mean necessarily the poor. When they give it to businesses, even in the Western world, they call it bailout. Even here, they call it bailout. When it is for the people, they call it subsidy. Whereas that bailout is subsidy. Have you forgotten the aviation bailout they gave here? Have you forgotten how they, even in the United States, that is the headquarters of those Bretton Woods institutions, have you forgotten in 2008 the billions of dollars that the American government doled out to bail out those companies that were going to collapse? And some of those companies that even were run aground by their CEOs and management, they even went away with heavy severance packages. It is everywhere. In the United States, of course, agriculture is heavily subsidized. Heavily subsidized. In the whole of Europe, things are subsidized. You understand? We should not deceive ourselves. But you see, it is the Western idea of keeping the people vaporized. I mean, how can that go on? 260 something naira per kilowatt, and then I use 100 kilowatts per month. You know what that means? Power alone. What about housing? What about transportation? And what about food at 30,000 naira per month? And the president is telling us things are looking up.
Okay. Well, Mr. President has already come out to say that, don't worry, we know there's inflation, but we will bring it down. Another way of saying Ella for Kombale. But now, Nigerians... it's good to dream, but when you dream, you have to achieve. And maybe some can say he has achieved a little, maybe 5% of his campaign promises. Days ago, there was a signing of the revised student loan and more. Well, but here, the economy is not smiling. Some saying, okay, we'll look at comparing Naira to dollar, how it increased and how it's gradually coming down. But with Mr. President's statement, can we believe that this economy, the inflation, will go down?
Believe you me, honestly, when you put all the indices, performance indicators together, the receipt of crude oil sales has been taken away from NNPC. Have you noticed we are not hearing all sorts of noises from NNPC under recovery and over recovery? It is now being managed by the central bank. And that is why the central bank is able, in a position to deploy foreign exchange. Dangote Refinery is doing HGO and aviation fuel now. That will take some pressure off, the demand for forex to buy products. By the time we start doing PMS too, that will further take pressure off the dollar, and then the dollar at this rate now will be available, hopefully going down a little more, will be available for the manufacturing sector. And by the time the manufacturing sector is able to access foreign exchange to bring in, their raw materials, by the time they import them, put them into operation, sell off their current stock, we are in April. Believe you me, by October, we still have the whole of April, May, June, July, August. By October, there will certainly, if this trend continues, there will certainly be a marked improvement, in inflation rate and the prices of goods, especially the CPI, the one they call Consumer Price Index. And if we have stability, and of course, by that time, if everything has gone haywire, the negotiation for minimum wage, the federal government will not have anything to say. But the federal government can go to the negotiation table and say, look at it. These are the market indices. This is the trend. And this trend is projected to continue positively. So this 1 million you are demanding for can only fuel inflation. Let's start, in a reasonable manner. It is not yet freedom. Certainly not. And then when you add the bottom line that I talked about is production. Because foreign exchange can be available, but what about production? So when it reaches the production end of the economy, there, and when the price of the pump price of PMS and diesel goes significantly down, the one that diesel did now is just 20.5% or thereabouts. If it goes to 35-40, I am not talking about 50. We are not going to get that. If it goes to 35-40, PMS and diesel, these are critical inputs into production and delivery of services. Believe me, they are realistic facts if we're going to have a marked and significant shift positively for the economy. And I asked somebody this morning, if the foreign exchange, availability, is it sustainable? And he assured me it's sustainable and gave me facts and figures behind it. Just like this NMPC taking receipts of crude oil, the management of the, they've pruned down the number of bureau de change by increasing their capital base. So thousands were left stranded, they couldn't meet up to that. And that even makes it easier for monitoring. They're not supplying foreign exchange to the bureau de change. And then the banks too, they are on the back of the bank. Will it be sustained? That is the big question. Sustainability is key. And I think that's one of the reasons why some of the units of central bank were returned to Lagos. People who have their offices in Lagos, in Abuja, and are working in Lagos. And they've shuttle back and forth. I think they are all in Lagos now. Enforcement, especially. Lagos is the headquarters of virtually all the banks. Why do you go and put the enforcement in Abuja when the people you are working with and watching over are in Lagos?
Maybe it's because they want to have a deal with federal government. The FCT is in Abuja. Maybe.
Well, comrade, let's move over to the UK and talk about the new increase. So the UK government plans on increasing the minimum wage by 48% in a way to also get high-skilled workers. But this is also the same UK that last year set some stringent policies on immigration, especially with not bringing dependents if you're coming down to the UK. We also saw a story that stated that some schools would close down as a result of low, intake of international students. So is it safe to say that, migrants are holding a very strong hold, or have a stronghold rather, on the economy of the UK?
It is not the United Kingdom alone. The United States of America is a nation of immigrants. How many states? How many states? I think 12 states originally. Those were the original states in the United States. And then, I think it was after there were two waves. But the second wave was after the Second World War. The land of opportunity. Let everybody come. That is why you have Irish America, you have Polish Americans, the Brzezinskis of this world, and the Jewish Americans. That is it. Migration is a global thing. You go where you think you want or need to be, or your lot will be better. Some people just want to be in a particular place for whatever reason. It's a global thing. All these things that in Nigeria, that Nigerians are going out there, Japan, and all of that. Migration is a global phenomenon. You imagine the number of Indians that are in the United Kingdom that they reaches soon after became the British Prime Minister. You can imagine, you know, the Pakis and all of that. It was an issue of immigration that resulted in Brexit. Europeans, they got tired of them. I think these people are going to take over everything here. That was what led to Brexit. So, in the United Kingdom, you know, international students, you know, we Nigerians and Africans, we desire anywhere we go. Go to South Africa. This is the number of Nigerian students in university and who are academics there. I don't know where we got that from, but you know, the Yoruba people just love this desire for education. And a friend of mine ran an institution in the United Kingdom, foreign students all through. So they design their immigration policies based on national interest, and they enforce it. In Nigeria, if there is an immigration policy, you can walk in through Benin Republic. Nobody is going to ask you where you, except you go into a visible place, you understand? Like and then you start making trouble. If you live your life quietly, nobody is going to ask you any questions anywhere. Even if you go and report to immigration that somebody is causing trouble there, you know. So they design their immigration policy, they review it over and over again, according to the dictates of national interest in that particular period. They did what they did and allowing people come in and do your graduate program and bring in your family. When they foresaw that they were going to create problems, Nigerians are stranded in the United Kingdom. You know that. Nigerians stranded. One lady was just complaining to me about 48 hours ago that our job, the number of hours we work a day, that used to be like 12 hours, that this week she's just been able to do 4 hours in a day. And even the 4 hours, she will do 2 hours in the morning and do 2 hours at night. And after the distance she covers to get to our office is like from here to Oyo. So she has to go to one mall, walk around the mall, sit down in the coffee shop, and all of that. So, I mean, that tells you the number of people available for such jobs. So these immigration policies are designed and reviewed according to national interest in a particular period. When that review a wholesale review of our immigration policy and even other laws, you understand? Other laws in this land. You will hear of some laws. People will be taken to court, they will say they give them 50 naira fine or 50,000 naira fine. So they are sensitive, you understand? And it is not, there are, you know, these things are almost automatic. Maybe they say the review must be 3 years, the review must be 5 years. It's not that they will say, look at our naira redesign. The standard procedure is that you do it, I think, every 10 years or so, every 8 years. We didn't do our own until 20-something years, and yes, it was born good. You understand?
Because there wasn't a plan to it.
So, you know, they are organized, they are structured, these things are run as institutional. Not one strong man who says, yes, I'm going to do this. No, the thing functions on autopilot.
I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Although some Nigerians will interpret, you know, this new increase as a way of luring more, not Nigerians, now immigrants, will think that's a way of luring them back to the UK. But like you've mentioned, this is actually postulated for the UK's national interest and nothing more. So that policy might not even favor you. Sorry?
It is solely driven by national interest.
Absolutely.
It is solely driven by national interest.
All right, let's move to politics right now. Fubara is rejecting the list of Rivers PDP caretaker committee, and he says the list favors the Wike's camp. It's just really interesting to see that Wike will continue to be a statement in Fubara's administration.
They're torn in the flesh, maybe.
My dear corporate brothers, nothing lasts forever. The British Empire, the Ottoman.
Comrade, are you there? Comrade. Oh, okay. Let us reconnect with Comrade Ayodeji Adesope there, saying that nothing lasts forever. Time is everything, right? They say. But, sometimes you just look at how, if this can also work. But, I mean, for Fubara, yesterday we saw different stories concerning how he's ready to sign the deal, what was agreed with Mr. President when the whole crisis with Nyesom Wike and the camp, started then. So, but for some PDP members, they were not happy with that, with the decision of Fubara,
well,
to sign a deal.
He's saying that the list is fake and is the handiwork of cheap publicity seekers and agents of crisis for the party. Siminalayi Fubara is really not interested in anything that concerns the loyalist of Wike's camp, being that they are both at loggerheads with, the prosperity of the state, because he thinks that Wike is trying to control the economy of PDP. So anything, or the economy of Port Harcourt and River State generally. So anything that will bring Wike into the picture, he's trying to disrupt it. And I think Wike made a statement recently regarding Fubara. I think we did play that audio, I think 2 days or 3 days ago, where we could categorically stated his disagreement of some sort with Fubara.
All right, Comrade is here as we'll take the last shot. All right, Comrade.
Yes. So, like I just said, I don't know, just round it over that. Nothing has ever lasted forever. And the big question is, and the man was saying, we build structure. Who would build structure? Is it the people, is the structures predicated on the interest of the people of River State? In spite of all the resources, when they were calling the man Mr. Project, I asked a question. I said, Mr. Project, these projects, are they designed, are they being executed in a manner that will enhance the economic well-being? Look, it's not about praising anybody. He's not a perfect man. The governor of Oyo State, you will see the strategic way projects are being executed. They will, and you go and ask the Commissioner of Infrastructure, and he will say, this is the end to which this is targeted. Look at how the circular road is being pursued. You can imagine what is going to happen to Ibadan. And let me tell you one thing about that circular road. When Governor Ladoja designed it, he took 500 meters on the right-hand side and on the left-hand side as setback. There is a quarrel about that now. If the government holds on to even just 300 meters and concedes 200 meters setback, you can imagine the controlled and regulated activities, economic, that can go on in that 300 meters. 300 meters is quite a lot of mass, understand? On 110 kilometers, 300 meters is 300 meters that way. You can imagine how that, and then the estates, businesses that will open up. You can imagine in 5 years how that will enhance, and then Ibadan will, and with the possibility, the development agenda for Western Nigeria can do a direct rail line from Ibadan to Lagos, rather than the one that runs through Abeokuta and every other village in southwest before reaching Lagos. You can imagine how that will enhance. That is visionary. All the roads, all the projects that Sikoro did, how did they, or how were they intended to enhance, boost the economic activities and environment in these things must be measurable. So, Mr. Project, just slapping concrete everywhere, 100 over every, leading to where? You understand? So, it's time, the man must be conscious of time. Time. There's always a time for everything. He should not he has already overreached himself. He should not overdo it.
Okay, you should not overdo it. Well, we don't want to overdo on the show this morning.
Exactly.
Yes, we just have to, to wrap up the show and make a return next week, Monday. Thank you very much, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokbe, for being part of the show.
I appreciate the platform.
Okay, enjoy your weekend, Comrade.
You too. And thank God it's Friday.
Yes!
To the boys and girls.
Go and enjoy yourself, but check your balance.
All right, so.
All right, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokbe there with his analysis. And this is 10:14. And we have to say goodbyes on the show this morning. Any reaction?
Not quite at this time.
Okay, so we wish Bobrisky all the best, though.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say, to be honest, about that case. But let's follow up and see the development stories that come in that regard. It's just really sad for him, especially that we don't know which of the prisons he is staying, if it's the female or the male prison, or maybe the EFCC have a specialized prison for his gender. Well, all the best to him.
All right, well, 2 o'clock, I'll be here for the Friday show. And but Victory will be here for the news at 12, right? Okay, well, my name is Oladapo Okunubi.
My name is Victory Onyedikachi. Good morning to you.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, torn uniforms, and dirty shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of